So I just finished editing today's video, and the servers are actually offline for Fortnite right now because I just updated to the 7.3. And so I don't think the servers are supposed to be on for like another hour, and I was just trying to get a screenshot for the video, but I figured I'd just make a patch notes video super quick while I'm waiting for the servers to go back up. So the chiller grenade, it was announced in the news tab, and it is now coming out. The chiller grenade will knock players back, causing them to slide along the ground, so it doesn't just apply the icy feet, it also pushes them a little bit. It can hit allies, enemies, and vehicles, and it lasts for 7 seconds. It drops in stacks of 3, the max stack is 6. It's a common rarity, but it can only be found from floor loot and vending machines, so don't expect to be getting these out of chests or supply drops or anything like that. So the Cozy Campfire, an Epic employee, actually came out and announced that they are making changes to it. But for now, the visuals are updated, so it's easier to tell when it's in use or if it is burnt out. Vaulted, this one might be a little bit controversial, but the bolt action sniper rifle has actually been vaulted. The burst rifle, so that is the FAMAS, has been vaulted. The heavy shotgun and the SMG. So I'm assuming they vaulted the bolt action because they added the suppressed sniper. So now that the bolt has been vaulted, we should have 3 unique sniper rifles, one without a scope, one that is silenced, and then one that's normal. They actually unvaulted a gun, which is the suppressed SMG. I'm actually excited about this because that was one of my favorite guns back when it was in the game. Reduced the drop chance of dual pistols from floor loot from 2.24% to 1.38%, so about half. So funny thing, I was actually just watching one of my boys' streams, Revive YT. Make sure you go check him out. And we were talking about how the dual pistols spawn way too much. Like, you find them more than you find shotguns and SMGs in floor loot, and so I'm glad that they made this change. They definitely spawned way too much. Bug fixes, balloons no longer collide with vehicles. This resolves an issue where vehicles could be damaged when using balloons while on a vehicle. Gameplay. Memory and network optimizations for apples and mushrooms. I've never had an issue with those. Added unique vehicle-specific messages in the feed when players are eliminated or downed, so now you know if they were killed by a plane, by a quad, or by an ATK. Edit delay. Re-enabled the client-side editing improvements. These were turned off in 7.2 due to an input bug they were causing. Fixed boogie bombs not affecting players that are wearing the sneaky snowman when struck on exposed legs/feet. Fixed sneaky snowman's last charge breaking away right after applying if another sneaky snowman is present in a different inventory slot. Fixed an issue where the glider would auto-deploy closer to the ground than expected when holding glider redeploy from the bus. So this has actually been happening to me in Team Rumble. When I would drop from the bus, it doesn't actually pull out before hitting the ground, and I pretty much skydive all the way straight to the ground. It was kind of a weird bug. Fixed the X4 Stormwing's health bar occasionally not displaying. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck in a sneaky snowman if it landed next to them. Increased the amount of materials gained from looting chests and floor loot from 20 to 30. So this is interesting. I've always wanted a buff to the material gathering, just so that you don't have to spend so much time whacking at things. But this should slightly buff materials. I don't know how big of a difference it'll make. I'll have to play some games to kind of gauge that. Increase the number of materials received from supply drops from 40 to 60. The next thing they need to do is just make llamas back to 500 each. Some bug fixes. Aim assist now targets enemies on vehicles rather than the base of the vehicle they're occupying. Quickly switching to traps, then weapons on gamepads no longer causes players to shoot or swing pickaxes. Supply drop balloons now take environmental damage, including damage from explosives or biplane's gun. Fixed instances of a free wall piece showing as placeable but not building. Fixed player cameras from becoming distorted when another player enters a zipline. Fixed an issue where the magnet on the zipline could be invisible on use. I got this one a couple of times. Fixed an issue where boost visual effects could appear while operating a vehicle near a zipline. Players can now properly progress through and complete the Week 4 Use an X4 Stormwing Plane in Different Matches challenge. Screens no longer shake uncontrollably after walking on icy surfaces. There's a little typo there. This is actually a fantastic change. I've been waiting for this change for so long. Me and my squad actually avoid the frozen lake there where Greasy used to be just because of this bug, because it can be game ending. You cannot jump, you cannot fight, your screen is just shaking. It sucks. It's the worst. You can't get your first shot accuracy to work. It's so bad, and I'm glad this is fixed. Players will no longer lose the ability to turn the X4 Stormwing after hitting terrain/structures. Playground changes. The guided missile has been removed from playgrounds. That's strange. Removed the spiky stadium supply drop. This will remove the ability to loot the spiky stadium as well as impulse grenades. This was done due to an issue that was sending players back to the lobby. An update on the events. New tournament added, the Architect Pop-Up Cup. Settings from previous Pop-Up Cup tournaments will apply to this tournament. Within this mode, player-built structures can now be edited by any player, regardless of team status. This is an experiment that we'd like to try out in this testing environment, but aren't quite sure of the full impact. We'd love to hear feedback from your experiences playing with this change. So this sounds interesting. I might actually try this out. Recently, when I've been playing the Explorer Pop-Up Cup, a lot of people turtle, and they turtle like mid-game, not even late game, and I kind of get tired of it. So I feel like this is Epic trying to test out a way to nerf turtling, because I know they've been pretty vocal about how they don't like the turtling, especially in their big tournaments, because it's hard to hold the viewer's attention when everybody is just kind of holed up and not really doing anything. And so I think this might be what they're trying to do, is kind of sort of nerf turtling just a little bit. Tournaments may now feature leaderboards for each event session, highlighting top performers. So this is cool. There'll be a little leaderboard so that you can see where you kind of place when you play your tournaments, and you can see the people that are dominating them. Participating in tournaments now requires a minimum account level of 10. A bug fix to the performance, smoothed out drops in frame rate that could happen with large changes in view direction and rendered character counts. So if you've been experiencing some frame drop, this might help you. Audio, added a fuse sound to the grenade. That'll probably be helpful because honestly, I get blindsided by grenades every now and then. Fixed emote music overlapping with lobby music depending on the way volume sliders were configured. Some changes to the UI. Show total party eliminations on the HUD if your team wins. This is great. That way you don't have to press the start menu to count up your team's kills. It'll just be displayed there for you, totaled and counted all together right there when you win. Added additional models to the cycle models list when viewing wraps in the Battle Pass or item shop. The party colors have been restored to blue, red, purple, and yellow. To distinguish players in LTMs like Food Fight, there are new icons for non-squad teammates and the opponent icons on the minimap. So they changed the colors because when they added the Food Fight, the enemies were red and the teammates were blue. So they removed the red color from the squad colors. But now they have a different way of distinguishing the enemies from your teammates, and so they added that red color back. Rotating the camera on the battle bus no longer has an oscillating/swimming effect on the minimap. Fixed an issue in the net debug UI that would cause it to show a ping value that was too high. Some bug fixes with the UI. Fixed issues where weapons were not equipping when double-clicking in the inventory after swapping their quick bar slots. Fixed an issue where teammates' scores would not be displayed. This has been happening to me for like ever now, where I can't see my teammates' kills. Fixed incorrect elimination count information occurring in large team modes. This has happened to me all the time where there's like 10 people on my team in Team Rumble that have like 17 kills and it totals more than 100, so that's a good fix. Fixed player sorting order in the player reporting UI. Fix an issue where some of the leaderboard UI could sometimes blink repeatedly. Fix an issue where the spectator button in the player reporting menu would only select the first player you spectated. Fix an issue where the playlist selection screen would sometimes show an incorrect selection after leaving a party. Fix a display issue with the item pickup prompt that would sometimes occur after opening an ammo box. Fixed lobby preview lengths of Pumpernickel, Running Man, Dance Therapy, and Hot Marat emotes. Art and animation. Celebrate Super Bowl 53 with new Los Angeles Rams and New England Patriots uniforms added to the 4th down outfit set. Drop in and represent your favorite team. All players who previously purchased the 4th down set will be granted these variants. So that's pretty cool. They do like a little custom skin for the teams that made it to the Super Bowl. Some bug fixes with the replay mode. Fixed weapon animations playing twice for each shot fired in replays. Fix an issue where camera/lens settings could display incorrect initial values. Fix an issue where attempting to play an out-of-date replay selects another replay. Fixed players appearing jittery while using ziplines in replays. Fixed boombox music not playing when watching replays. Social changes. The streamer mode setting has been replaced with 2 separate settings. Anonymous mode. This will display your name as anonymous to all players that are not in your squad. Your account info will still be attached to reports submitted by other players using the player reporting feature. Hide other players' names. This will display all other player names as player unless they are in your squad. Neither of these settings will be functional when playing in a tournament match. So people have been having an issue with the streamer mode where it gives an unfair advantage to people that have it on. So say that you're playing solos and it's down to the last 3 people and y'all are just chilling, but you kind of know the general area of where they are. and say you're playing against a 1Z and a Black Knight. And then all of a sudden in the kill feed, it says 1Z399 died to the storm. Because you have streamer mode on, you know which of your 2 enemies died. If you didn't have streamer mode on, you wouldn't know which of the 2 enemies died to the storm, and so you wouldn't have that advantage in order to position yourself to kill the remaining player. So that's kind of the issue that people have been having. And so now streamer mode doesn't have an unfair advantage. Some bug fixes. Party invite notifications will now appear when in the game mode select screen. Accepting the invite from the notification will take you to the proper game mode and join the party. Fix an issue that could cause some party members to fail to matchmake with a version mismatch error if a party member joined, readied up, and matchmaking was started in rapid succession. Some changes to the mobile version of Fortnite. They now have support for mobile controllers. They now have 60 Hz on select Android models, and they added an audio visualization icons for vehicles and balloons. Some bug fixes for mobile. Fix an issue causing players to be unable to build multiple structure types while simultaneously holding down the build button and changing build types. Fixed the harvesting tool button no longer swapping back to the previously selected weapon. Fixed multiple simultaneous button presses on mobile causing the fire button to be disabled. Fixed no padlock icon appearing on the directional pad when locking with auto run on mobile. And fixed several UI buttons having lower resolution than the other buttons. I'm not going to go over all of the creative mode changes because I don't play creative mode that much, and I also don't think I have time in this video, but they do now have piano keys and music blocks and the Arctic-based prefabs, so you can build structures in the theme of Frosty Flights. But yeah, that's it for the video. I just figured I'd do a quick one on the updates since I'm waiting for the servers to go back up online. Content on this update probably won't come out for a couple more days because I do have some old footage that still needs to be edited, so look forward to that here in the future. Peace.